Most of the bit players in the Mario universe never really get their own game. Sometimes they'll get a bone thrown their way, like Super Princess Peach, but for the most part, any game set in the Mario universe is about Mario. Weirdly, the character other than Mario who has gotten the most games of his own is Wario, his evil twin. He got 4 Wario Land games on different Game Boy consoles throughout the year, and of course the entire WarioWare series, but we're not looking at either of those today. We're looking at his only 3D platformer, Wario World. And somewhat surprisingly, it's not just a 3D Mario game with some slight changes. In fact, it's about as different as Luigi's Mansion is from a 3D Mario game. It's still a 3D platformer at heart, but combat is completely different, allowing you to punch, suplex, and swing enemies to your heart's desire. In true Wario fashion, the purpose of all this violence is getting all your treasure back. All of your gold and gems were stolen away from you by an evil dark gem, and even from level to level, your main objective is to recover as much of it as possible. You're not finding stars here, you're finding pieces of gold statues of yourself. But where the collection and combat of Wario World feel exceedingly unique by Nintendo standards, there is at least one other place where that uniqueness fails it: the game's camera. Instead of using the usual behind-the-shoulder industry standard, the game instead opts to use a fixed camera, almost akin to Resident Evil. It's a really weird choice that only sort of works. While it's great for the game's puzzle segments, which often use perspective in a way Nintendo wouldn't really again until games like Super Mario 3D Land and World, it's awkward and constantly in the way during combat. Plus, while that combat might be fun for a little bit, it very quickly grows old. If you're going to base the core combat of your game on a series of melee moves, you really need to add more of them, or at least varieties of them. As it is, the moveset becomes incredibly stale by the time the game's 6-hour runtime is up, because you are constantly fighting wave after wave of enemy. Now, there's a whole lot to love about Wario World. The game's atmosphere and style is unique in the Nintendo pantheon, and the combat mechanics are fun for a little while. But ultimately, the game just doesn't have enough. For the thankfully short length of the game, you'll basically be doing the same things, the same enemies, in environments that don't change that much from level to level. The whole thing is amazingly shallow, and that lack of variety ends up being the worst thing for what is otherwise an intriguing out-of-place oddity in the Nintendo lineup. Every Monday, I look at a game that is at least 10 years old, what I would consider to be retro, and I see if it's held up today, if it's still worth playing now. If you like that idea, be sure to subscribe so you can see the latest videos. If you like this video in particular, be sure to hit that like button, and thanks for watching.